Eastgate Metroplex in Tulsa, Oklahoma is
Freddy Fazzbear's Pizzaplex.
Wait, before you click off, let me explain that.
Begin audio prompt in 3, 2, 1.
In honor of spooky season, and of course the release of the FNAF movie coming out October 27th, I've decided to make a video about why I think that the Eastgate Metroplex is Freddy Fazbear's Pizzaplex, or could be Freddy Fazbear's Pizzaplex. Alright, now for context.
Damn, Daniel!
So I've just recently moved to Oklahoma, and I've been looking for a way to get around quickly, and obviously the first thing that comes to your mind is car. So what do? I go try to get my driver's license. Anyways, long story short, I get recommended to this really weird offshoot DMV that's in some sort of pseudo-abandoned mall by some off-relative family member, right? And I'll be honest with you, Oklahoma is already kind of a desolate place. The closest thing you have to an amusement park or an attraction is like your mom's family-owned water park down the street that has pea-stained water slides. So let me tell you, I was not expecting to see what I saw. So I have my ride pull me up there at like 6:30 in the morning, before the mall is even technically open yet. And already something was definitely out of the ordinary. Now I had looked at the reviews, I had looked at the offshoot websites that tell me how this thing operates and what it used to be, and everything that came up in my search results basically set it up to be this sort of pseudo-abandoned, not really existent mall. Like, for example, when I just looked up the location on Google and tried to get like map details, it kept coming up with archival websites that showed that it was open until 2020. Vaguely specifying whether or not this thing was even open to the general public. So already, I'm off to a great start. So I walk in, and what do I see? Absolute nothingness. I mean, really, the lack of people and things to do in this mall can speak for itself. Running through the mall and looking back through the footage, I don't even think I can find more than 15 places to go, and half of them I don't even know if they're open or not. I mean, I would walk down these hallways and corridors and there would just be absolute nothingness. It was almost like I was in the back rooms. Then I went downstairs and, needless to say, the pieces started putting themselves together. It was 7 o'clock, things were dark, there was not a lot of people there, and the ones that were there were standing in the DMV line, and the first thought that came to my head was, holy shit, I am in the Freddy Fazbear Pizzaplex and I'm about to get murdered trying to get my driver's license. There were these big, crawling escalators, lots of blue lights everywhere, plants, fountains that weren't working. Death. Sorry, what was that? Anyways, as soon as I got my spot in the DMV, I started to kind of just explore, look around, see what I could find. And I was met with a lot of things, mostly nothingness, but I slowly trailed through and I was already hearing the theme play in my head. As I walked through the empty hallways, I could see these just sort of hidden looking doors with these key cards. I tried to get in there using my signature Incredible Pizza card, but obviously that didn't work. So, new solution, explore the other half of the mall. Or should I even call it that? Now that's another point. This mall really didn't seem like a mall to me. Obviously, yes, it is supposed to be a quote-unquote Metroplex. However, it is organized and colloquially referred to as the Tulsa Eastgate Mall. And the thing about it is, the closest thing I found even resembling something you would see in a mall was the coffee and cafe shop that was at the front of the building. So I keep exploring and I keep exploring and oh my god. Freddy? Getting back to my point. Since there is so little to do in Oklahoma, especially the Tulsa area, I propose someone buy that mall and turn it into a Freddy Fazbear themed attraction. It doesn't have to be based on Security Breach. I'm a fan of the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise, and I haven't even played Security Breach. But I've watched enough of it, and I've played enough of the original games and know enough of the lore to gather that this place has potential. Potential beyond anything I've ever seen for a FNAF attraction. I mean, it's vast, empty, desolate sort of corridors and nodes would make for such an excellent walkthrough attraction. If you really wanted to, you could even go the route of like a souped up version of Fazzbear's Frights. Maybe even hire Matthew Lillard to come cameo and play Springtrap and jump scare people while they're going through this attraction. And especially considering the fact that I know that there are people here in Oklahoma that are cultured, and I know that Oklahoma is getting closer to places like California than other places like Ohio. So with all that context, I think if someone were to buy this thing out, strip out the stupid DMV and the little corner cafe, I feel like a Five Nights at Freddy's themed attraction, especially in a place like this, would make bank. And if you were to make it more oriented towards Security Breach, all you would really need to do is just add some neon lights around the walls, turn those oddly placed empty spaces in the walls into recharge stations for Freddy and the gang, hire some people like DaRegularsauce and other amazing people who make FNAF cosplays to make you some suits, get some technicians, some funding, and a good advertising campaign, and Freddy fans would be flying out of their seats to get here. And hey, even if you wanted to include all of the games and make it sort of like the next Disneyland, but FNAF, this place is so big and empty, you definitely could. And who knows, maybe some millionaire will go there and think the same ideas as I do. But since life's not fair and humans don't usually last longer than most tortoises, we're probably not going to see Five Nights at Freddy's in the Eastgate Metroplex anytime soon. And it shall forever be the desolate Eastgate Metroplex and DMV. Well, happy Halloween. It's 2023, and you know what that means for FNAF. And I'm not talking about the movie. I'm talking